Hey everyone, it's Cole from A+ Power Sports. We're going to compare the brand new 2024 Polaris Xpedition XP versus the Polaris 2023 General XP 1000. First things first, looking at the front of the vehicle, they're obviously very different from each other. So the Xpedition and the General, two completely different bodies to them, completely different chassis, completely different engines and riding style to each of them and what the rider is going to be using them for. So starting with our General XP, some things that I noticed just right in the showroom is the size of our A-arms. Yes, we have arched A-arms on them and they are beefy, but when we jump to the Xpedition, you can see how massive this arched A-arm is, giving you 14 inches of ground clearance compared to 13.5. Still has Fox QS3 shocks on this, while these guys have the Walker Evans. So looking from the front still, we can see they're both 64-inch wide machines, so as wide as we can get on most to be trail legal in Wisconsin. Some cool things about the cab though, not knocking the General XP by any means, but the new body style on the Xpedition really has a lot more cab interior. So we can see that from the side. The cab is extruding all the way out to the side and not with just fender flares like on the General XP. Even 4 inches inside the cab makes a big difference for leg movement and arm movement for two people to be driving in it. Looking at our rollover protection system on the Xpedition versus the General XP, we can see that there's a large hump on the Generals to give you that headroom for when you have helmets on to get in and out, or if you're a tall rider, you're not going to be bunking your head off the top of the roof here. Now, the Xpedition does it one step further, so it's more of a straight, squared off style to it, so you have tons of cab room and tons of headroom while you're riding for tall riders and when you have helmets on. Go. When we jump to the General XP, we're going to talk about our stopping power to them. So still a very large disc brake system on it, has plenty of stopping power to it. But one thing you'll notice when we look at the Xpedition style brake is you'll see the perforated holes in here meant for cooling. Now the only thing that can cause is dirt, dust, mud, dirt to get clogged in those and then prematurely wear out our brake pads. So let's check out what the Xpedition has. First thing you'll notice looking at this wheel is this is a 5-bolt pattern on this. So a lot beefier hub design to it, and we have a larger disc brake setup in there, and it no longer has the perforated holes. It still has plenty of cooling power, but adds a lot more stopping power to it. We're going to take a look at the interior of our cab. First thing I noticed is the doors on the General. Still nice doors, lots of legroom to get in. Seats are a little bit different than the Xpedition, but it's your standard seating position and style inside the General XP. Now listen to the way the doors shut on these. They shut nicely, but not as nice as the Xpedition. Coming over to the Xpedition, has a pickup truck style door handle to it. Easily open it, and first thing I notice is how much more legroom there is to get into the Xpedition. Climb inside, our door shuts soundly to it. A little bit bigger steering wheel, different handholds to it. Similar styling to a Pro XP as far as the steering wheel goes, but tilt and telescopic steering. Very nice feature to it. I definitely like this cab more than the General XP. Jumping over to the new Xpedition, it feels very similar to a new pickup truck. So we have our center console in the center here. Again, phone chargers, USB ports, lots of storage down in the side. My favorite feature is going to be this lockable lid to it. So when we have our valuables in it, and we don't want people messing with them, lock them with our ignition key, and away you go. They're safe and sound in there. Lots of storage inside the center console here. So we have some storage here, down in the center on the bottom. Glove box is over to the side. Has a nice fit and finish to it. You almost don't even notice that it's there. The doors on the passenger side and the driver's side has a nice armrest for you, and you can lock yourself in so you have plenty of room while driving down the trails to rest and keep your arms at ease. Looking at the back of the General XP, we have nice LED taillights, a pickup truck style tailgate on it. We got our cup holders and it locks down. 4 tie down points in the rear, decent sized bed, but it's not as large as the Xpedition. Let's take a look. Jumping into the back of our Xpedition here, we can see our LED taillights. They're almost sculpted into the back of our tailgate there. Pickup truck style tailgate, drops down, and again, cup holders, 4 tie down points, but instead of being stationary, these tie down points are movable D-rings. We can see we have a rubber gasket seal here. We have our Lock and Ride Cargo Max system on it, so tons of new accessories in the Xpedition. Another thing that you'll notice down on the bottom, there's a water trough down here. So again, fit and finish on the Xpedition. If you did have something that was leaking in the bed, it's going to just go down this trough and all enter out in the center instead of just dripping all the way down the sides. Another thing when we look at our rear storage box is how massive it is. Really tall, deep sides on it, and it's a few inches wider and longer than our General XP. Coming over to the back of the General again, opening up our dump box. Gas assist shock to help you unload whatever you're hauling. Our air intakes are up on the side here with frog skin, which is hydrophobic. We also have our air box right on the top here, so easily access our spark plugs, air box, and our general maintenance items right underneath the box of the General. When I walk over to the Xpedition, we open up our dump box. Still a gas shock, helps us assist. But we have massive, really tall, high off the ground air intakes for our clutches and our engine. We still have our air box over on the side, canisters, filters, similar on both machines, but still easily we can access our spark plugs and oil filters for oil changes. At the back of the General, we can see how our Walker Evans shocks are set up. You can see the arch to them, gives you tons of ride quality, more similar to a Razor design. 2-inch receiver in the rear, you can really see these large arched A-arms. Now this machine weighs 1,654 pounds, so it's not a very heavy machine when we're looking at the General XP. Looking at the back of the Xpedition, we can see our massive square stock arched A-arms to them, so that's a very beefy design. Again, a 2-inch receiver. Exhaust comes out similar to the other models from Polaris. Now looking at our shocks, we saw the shocks and their angle on the General XP. These are more of a straight up and down, more similar to a Ranger almost. The Xpedition does weigh a little bit more, comes in about 2,040 pounds. So carrying that added weight, we need to change the angle of the suspension. With the Xpedition, it jumps to a 2,000 pound tow rating compared to the General XP, which is about 1,500 pounds for a tow rating. Lastly, I really want to show you what the biggest difference between the Xpedition versus the General XP is, and that is going to be all out just fit and finish of the machine. So when we go to install cabs, you can buy the North Star Edition with heat and AC right from the factory. But if we bought this one, we added a heater and we wanted to add a cabin enclosure. The fit and finish on it is nicer than the General XP. Now, nothing wrong with the General XP by any means, but if you're looking to do a heater and a full cab enclosure, that's probably not the machine I'm going to steer you towards, because that's really what this is designed for, is to be fully enclosed. You can see how the roof lines up, even the rear intake vents are all matched and coordinated to add a cab system to it. All right, that's a quick first look at the 2024 Xpedition compared to our 2023 General XP. Neither one of these machines is bad or terrible pick. They're awesome machines, and they're just meant for different riders. Polaris is going above and beyond with the Xpedition and tapping into new segments of the power sports categories. So super excited to try out the new Xpedition. And if you guys want to see one in person, this one's for sale and it's in stock right now. And obviously come check them out and see what they're all about in person. If you guys have questions about these machines, leave a comment in the section below. If you want to know what I have for my current inventory right now, check out aplusride.com. And as always, if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.